They say beauty's in the eye of the beholder. The very essence of beauty you hold her within. Every crack and crevice you hold her. You're beautiful is what holds her, see. Don't get distracted by rejection, cause we're all pieces of imperfection that God has used to create a masterpiece. And his Mona Lisa's perfection. Look in the mirror past what you think needs correction. Is someone beautiful in a reflection from your hair follicles to the soles of your feet. Your piece of imperfection makes the masterpiece complete. Guess what? You're beautiful.
I'm not in one either. I guess that's you.
Jamaica, what you on? No. Facebook?
Twitter. She was on Twitter.
No.
Snapchat, Instagram.
What was y'all there? What is that?
It's a page. It's a site called Plenty of Fish.
Take selfies, y'all. She's like this. Breast lifted up.
Are they lifted up with that blonde jacket?
Yeah, we still.
We can't Netflix and chill. Let me tell you something about Netflix and chill at my house. It's gonna be real quick, I promise.
Do they hate cause my melanin?
Hey everybody, and welcome back to the Melanin Fire. I'm Jay Johnson.
I'm Jacqueline Moraney.
And I'm Mary Gaden.
And today we have a special guest with us.
Hey, my name is Kelton Ray.
And we're glad to have Kelton with us today.
Hey guys, so last time we talked about Charles Kinsey. As you guys know, the update is that the police officer who shot him was not convicted of anything. Guys, we have to start getting on these boards. We have to start getting ourselves together young so that we can become a part of the people who are trying, these officers who are doing things that are totally heinous. What do you guys think about that right now?
I can't say that I'm actually surprised. I'm really not surprised at all about it. So.
I am. I thought we was actually going to get justice for the situation, and to see that it just went south quick, and they just found some way to justify. So I'm just like, sweep it under the rug again. It's just like, dang, what's really going to happen next?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the way the system is constructed in terms of black lives in America. The system is not designed for us. When the Constitution was written, we was considered 3/5 of a human being. So all the rights that are in the Constitution
Are not for us.
and don't apply to us. So in terms of law enforcement, we not gonna get any type of fair treatment. So it doesn't surprise me, and it's sad for me to say it'll continue.
Right.
Which goes into our next
Right.
topic.
So speaking of fair and unfair, what we have to be mindful of in general is how we're behaving. We talked about breaking peace in the first episode, and there was a wonderful mother, girlfriend, everyday citizen, Korryn Gaines, who actually, for me, stepped out of her peace in herself.
Yeah, she
from
stepped
her
out
car.
of more than just peace. Like,
Yeah,
I
she
feel like
stepped out of her mind a little bit.
more than a little bit. I mean, I think it's one thing to be an activist, and I think it's one thing to be
Absolutely.
aware, and I think it's one thing to be conscious on who you are and what's going on. But when I look at the evidence that's been presented, you know, that we,
Whether it's real or fake.
Right.
and I think it's more to this story than what we see. But from what I saw, I feel like she definitely was out of line.
I don't know. I kind of feel a little indifferent about the whole situation because on one hand, it's like the militant in me, like, yes, girl, stand your ground. You know, to her, that is her piece. You know, everybody's piece
But
is
to
different.
what? And I think that's a good. You know, everybody's piece is different. But to what point do you realize like this is too much?
Well, that's my other side. Is that, you know, her children are right there. The officer did more than enough to de-escalate that situation. You know, in the video that we saw, which wasn't even the original video where she got shot.
Right, because this one was
previous.
Yeah,
right. But the video that we saw, you know, he did try to work with her. You know, you live around the corner. Go there. We'll drop you off at your house.
Absolutely.
And my whole thing was she said she had proof as to why she didn't have her tags. So just go home. Go to the station.
Just show
You
it.
know,
Absolutely.
do that. But then, that's what I said. The other side, I get it. You know, stand for something to fall. You know what I'm saying? So I get it, but
I just don't feel like she was smart about it. And I think it's one thing, and it's one thing to be outraged to where you just go off emotion. And I feel like she was too emotional in that moment to where she wasn't rational. You are a mother first, and then you are black next. You know, you're gonna be black, but that's your child. So at the end of the day, you can, you know, black power all day long, but you have a baby right here who is seeing you act out in a certain way to where now they're gonna have to live with this for the rest of their lives. And I don't feel like she was smart about that, especially when you have a kid involved. When it comes down to that, the kid in play just makes it a whole different situation for me.
And that's absolutely what my thing is. First and foremost, with everything going on, I'm not going to put my child in danger. No, I'm not a mother. Well, kind of a mom. I have a little pup, and she might as well be a kid.
She white.
She's not white.
she's not even black.
She's blonde.
Check other. Thank you.
Yeah, she is ugly. But the thing about it is, when my nephews are in the car, there's a whole different attitude of me, even the way I drive.
Right.
And that's somebody else's child. You're extra cautious.
Extra cautious. I actually got into I hydroplaned on a rainy day with my nephews in the car.
I watch out when she on the road.
And you can't help that you hydroplaned. And when it wrecked, my neck was out of place. I couldn't even really move my upper body, but I did everything I could with adrenaline because all I heard was my nephew crying in the car. So when you have a child in the car, when you have a child in your presence, you're loading a gun. So now you're teaching, not only are you teaching your child how to act with police irrationally, but you're teaching your child that violence is the answer. To me, that's what you just taught that child. Is that violence is the answer.
The gun video was a little bit much for me. Did y'all watch?
Yeah.
The gun video was a little bit much for me. I just was like, oh, we're gonna do this right here.
Yeah,
like, okay.
and to have your child teach your child that who's at the door, the police, what and why are they here, and what are they trying to do? They're trying to kill us. Like that was.
It was a bit much. It was a bit much.
And that is where the mental health issue comes in.
A lot of people said she had a mental, which
whether she had one or not, nothing about that video proves otherwise. Nothing about the video when she got pulled over proves otherwise. You have to understand. First of all, we already got 2 strikes. You black and a woman. You can't give this image that something is mentally wrong with me.
Well, can I interject?
Go ahead, interject.
She might not necessarily been purposely trying to give off that image. I heard reports that she could have possibly been her water supply could have been possibly contaminated with lead. Like they did tests on her when she was a kid or whatever, and they found out that her lead levels were higher than what is I guess understood medically renowned for it to be acceptable to live off of. So with that being said, lead in the water, it will affect.
Mad Hatter
This is true.
Absolutely.
Very true. So I don't
which are in poverty areas.
Exactly. So I don't feel like that you can necessarily blame her 100% for how she reacted.
Right.
If that was the case. If she was not in her right mind,
exactly,
that's not her fault.
If there was a mental,
that's true.
And that's what I'm saying too. I just, no matter what it was, I do feel like there was a mental health issue there, even if it was bound by physical health. There was something not there.
I also want to just point out, it could also be because, we don't live in her area. We don't know the life struggle she had to go through or interactions she had with police. According to her, this has been happening for a while, her interactions with them. So I'm thinking to myself, well, if this is maybe the 5th time the police is coming to you or stopping you or coming to your house, well, of course you're going to go to extreme measures, and that's why you loading a gun and all this stuff. Do I agree? Absolutely not. But I can't sit here and pass judgment on her any kind of way.
Right.
So.
And I feel like either way, there's a judgment there.
Yeah,
like
think smart. Be smart about the situation.
Yeah, there's a child out of this whole situation. There's a child, like we said about Charles Kinsey and the child with special needs. There's a child here now that thinks this way about the police and does not have a mother.
A mental
because baby daddy got on out the way. Baby daddy, I guess he'd have been shot at before or something. Okay. So baby daddy picked the bag. He picked up the other child and ran out the door. In the gun video, if you saw, he got on about the door because I guess he knew what was about to happen.
At the end of the day, get home to your spouse, get home to your family, get home for yourself. That way you can fight legislation. You can't fight in the grave. I think black people have it kind of, I want to fight the fight. It's good, to have that, black power, I'm going to stand my stance. That's great. But if you can't get home, and if it's not recorded, and nobody saw it, and nobody can testify about X, Y, and Z, you died in vain. Unfortunately. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, who's going to see it? I took my stance. Okay, that's great. But we need to know what happened, especially in this day and time now. Everything is not as black and white. Like, it's like, okay, I stood my stance. Because in this video, we can say all day long, she stood her stance. But now we don't know the whole story.
We'll never know the whole story.
Yeah, we never know the whole story. So I'm like, if she was alive, we would at least
Charles
her.
Kinsey.
That's what I'm saying.
But I'm saying,
if she was alive,
if she's alive,
who killed her? Who killed her?
But killed her? Yeah, we know who killed her. But
the police, right?
Right.
It has been proven that law enforcement can de-escalate situations.
True. This is true.
But he did try to de-escalate.
But I'm talking about specifically her situation.
Even
and,
still.
And I'm just saying, going off that one video, I can't say what happened in the actual, you know, her actually dying. But if she was anywhere near extreme as she was in that video, and it's a different officer, everybody don't think the same. He might have been level-headed, cool, don't have a problem. He wasn't racist or nothing. You don't know what the other person was. So I mean, I don't know that situation. But I'm saying, I don't feel like at the end of the day, I don't think she's thought about it smart. I just don't. And I feel
She
like
might not have, but that doesn't mean that she had to.
In the stress of the moment,
I'm not justifying her getting killed. My whole thing is get home.
Well, I think it's a little problematic to say, you know, get home. I get that, get home, but then to say if it's not recorded or any of this, then it was all in vain. Because I don't think that's true. Just because it's not recorded or anything, people know what you've done. You know, just because the whole world may not know. You know, people in that community may know what she did, so her fight and all this stuff may be justified in that community. To us, we don't know. We looking at it from the outside.
Just like Sandra Bland, like nobody when she was killed, they didn't
know what she was doing.
They didn't even. I can't sit here and honestly say the police can honestly say, oh, we're going to attack her. She got pulled. I mean, even in her case. Some people, it is arguable that she was in a level of extreme.
True, but
she could have just put out a cigarette.
True, but I just feel like,
I mean, some people say that
in this day and time, you gotta have some. You want to have something backing you up in that.
Absolutely.
Because at this point, I mean, you got people on video getting shot, and it ain't doing the damn thing.
So
I'm saying,
what's the difference on the flip side of it?
I'm just saying the word, just you not making it home, and you just saying, oh, she did this, and if she tried to do it to prove a point, that's my thing. Like in the, because black people got it. Oh, I need to prove my point. Stand your ground, but stand smartly. You know, don't be so ignorant and so outraged to where you just, oh, I'm gonna prove my point being. No, you need to prove your point in a better way. Be smart, well-rounded, get home. Because when you get in that mind frame of, oh yeah, I'm gonna prove my point and I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna do this, you're not thinking properly. And at the end of the day, it is in vain because you're not able to help outside of this situation.
You're not helping. You're
not helping. You're just another statistic. Now you dead. Like, you know, they already want to kill you.
I see what you're saying, and part of me wants to agree with you, but I can't agree with you because when you are black, you cannot have a bad day when dealing with law enforcement. You don't know what she's been through or anybody else has been through who has gotten killed by law enforcement, and the narrative has been constructed by mainstream media that they were acting irrationally with law enforcement. We have seen with our other ethnic and racial counterparts that they can do whatever they want. Been proven to us. So I cannot say that the problem is somebody in a hostile situation acting irrationally with law enforcement. The problem is law enforcement basically it's black genocide in terms of law enforcement in America. That's the issue.
And that goes to me on the part of them, which we know they're wrong. My thing is to say, hey, us, get home. Because at the end of the day, trying to make a point and prove that I'm
might not be necessarily trying to make a point.
No, but I'm just saying, because in this incident, I'm saying strictly on her though. Because on what we've seen on camera with her.
What we've seen on camera.
That's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. Just the people who, because there are a lot of people out there. I got people in my family. I'm gonna prove my point. Ain't no such, oh, you need to get home. You got kids. You got people looking up for you. You got people you look out for, taking care of. Get home. I'm not saying all the way across the board. I don't want nobody to misunderstand, because I definitely understand the police side. But for the people out there who's trying to be so, such an activist to where you outraged, and the moment you have interaction with the police officer is not a rational thought. And I'm not, like you said, we can't afford to have a bad day with a police officer. You sure right about that. So when you do come, because I mean, it's moments where you can still come correct and still get shot, that's possible. But I'm saying for the plus side, to us have all your stuff in line, so where when you are there, it's clear-headed to where everything on your part is right. So whether we know that or not, I'm saying make sure that your stuff is together. So that way you're not, not trying.
But even if your stuff is together,
you still can
get
I understand it, but I'm saying for the people who not, because everybody don't think like this.
Well, you damned if you do, you damned if you don't.
Well, on that note, what's interesting to me is with everything that's going on with the communication with police and African Americans right now, we killing the game in the Olympics. They can't get enough of us in the Olympics right now. What do we have? Simone Biles. We have Michelle Carter, who is a former plus-size pageant person, plus-size model. And then we have right here at home, go ahead, James, because you want to talk about him all day. Go ahead, Buster.
Not go ahead.
Yeah, Mr. Henderson.
Come on.
Mac Almond. St. Luke Maine.
Silver Hills. Come on.
St. Luke member. But Gabby Douglas is still making her mark as well. So my thing is this: when in the 1960 Olympics, I'm not absolutely sure. In 1960, when we went, before somewhere around the time when we went to Europe. Okay, we put Rome. It was Rome
was 1960.
Okay, so you know they put the fist up.
Oh no, that was 1968 Mexico City.
Thank you. Come on. So
Sportsman, right?
Sportsman at UCA Athletics Department. So, but anyway, so they put the fist up. You know, they got their medals taken. I think they got them back 2 Olympics ago.
Well, something like that.
So like
they got blackballed and they couldn't run again.
Yeah.
They could make a living when they got back to the States.
Yeah. So, but the thing is that what the message to me that sends, before we give them the accolades and stuff like that, the message that sends for me from the United States to our black children is the only way that we're going to honor you is if you're doing the shuck and jive we want you to. We don't want you to be necessarily doctors because we're going to put the worst teachers. We're only going to give the budget for the worst, well, not necessarily the worst teachers, but the most inexperienced teachers and educators to your schools. We're going to give the lesser budget to these communities that don't have. We're going to make sure that where there's a lot of black people, besides those communities, if you guys follow Jacqueline Moraney on Facebook, she posted the top 10 richest black communities in the United States, where each of them, the median was over $75,000 for each of those neighborhoods. But we're going to not make sure that we fund those places, those inner city areas. We're going to put the lowest budget there. But when you have areas like North Little Rock, where you have housing in what's called Short Garden, you have income-based housing all over this area, and these kids have to wait for churches to give out school supplies, and they have old books, but they have a brand new football field. That sends messages that we want you to do a certain shuck and jive. We're very aware that North Little Rock is not necessarily just this rich, but we're going to invest where we want the most.
Oh yeah, and that's always been the case. They think African Americans are good for sports. You're good for sports.
For toting the weight.
Oh yeah, you're good for sports. Make us look good, make our country look good. But when it comes down to...
Because I haven't heard Donald Trump mouth...
Oh girl, we not even...
much. You know, he's really focusing hard on Hillary. I know it's because the election's coming up, but all this little racist little slide comments, I wonder how much money he got betting on African Americans in the Olympics.
Oh yeah, he's been doing it for years probably. So, I mean,
you know, so what do you guys' take? Because with Simone Biles alone, you know, when she won Worlds last, the girl got on TV from Russia and said, I thought about painting my skin black too so I could be better. No ma'am, it takes more than that. Yeah, the video happened. Yeah, it happened for all y'all that did this. Yeah, it's on video. If you watch the NBC reports and all these different reports on Simone Biles, they talk about it. Boy, they want to flash that, you know. They don't flash that Charles Kinsey's police officer didn't get arrested for shooting him and he lived. But they're going to flash about somebody from Russia being racist on the United States black people, because that's not right. So what are you guys' ideas on African Americans in the sports realm?
I feel as if the structure and function of blacks within the corporate confines of American non-sports, because that's what it is. Sports is a corporate plantation. That's all it is. You have start at the top. You got your owners, you got the big time decision makers, and it's like the plantation owners. And you got your overseers. Those are the head coaches, the general managers, the assistant coaches. And you got your field niggas, and you got your house niggas.
Okay.
You got the ones that's on the field doing all the work. Then you got the ones on the bench keeping everything going or whatever. It's the same setup, just under a different umbrella. It's a book called $40 Million Slave by William C. Rowland. If you're interested in sports and the evolution of the black athlete in America going back to the 1800s, then
say that book one more time for our viewers.
$40 Million Slave. It's by William C. Rowland. So
check that out.
It's interesting what you get from reading.
Yeah, reading is fundamental.
and not reading people.
Oh my God.
I'm just saying, some of y'all don't read.
Right.
Like, just makes me
So
upset.
since we right there, we're talking about the Olympics and being black. Let's talk about how they tried to just Gabby. You know, first of all, we're gonna take a moment for the hair, but her not putting up her hand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Okay.
We don't say anything when they don't do it during the I'll say that one more time. We don't say that when they don't do it during the Super Bowl. I watch Super Bowl every year, at least the beginning to the first half, because I usually have to go to work the next day. Okay. But you see them hopping, you see them jumping, you see them nodding their head, you see them heads down. You hardly ever see this in NFL football during the Super Bowl. And everybody say, yeah, they focused on the game. Yeah, they focused on the game. You know, but when Gabby doesn't do it,
I understand you at the
was she a young superstar like
but I just don't. I'm not saying I don't care. No, I don't care.
Yeah, it's not even important.
I mean, sometimes you forget. No, I'm not gonna lie. It's been times I just, you know, we had something going on. I'm like, oh, okay. Out of respect, I'm not talking. I'm not being disrespectful. But I mean, I feel like this is. My question is for the people who are not black. What do y'all do when doing the Negro national anthem?
Do y'all even do it? You know that actually.
Are you talking? Because some of y'all talking.
Yeah. Oh, they sound so good singing. I've heard that. I've heard that several times from Caucasian and Asian.
I mean, it does sound good, but my thing is, I mean, I don't see the. She wasn't being disrespectful.
She wasn't.
She was there
quiet.
in silence. She was, you know, sitting there. She wasn't being disrespectful. Because I think it's just because she was the only one out of uniform, and she was the only one not.
And here's the thing, though. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. That is the proper time to do this. For the national anthem, for those who are military kids that know this, you necessarily don't have to do this during the national anthem. The thing with the national anthem is to actually, you are in protocol if you're facing the direction of the music being played.
And some people don't do that either.
Some people don't.
They don't face the flag.
On the military base, I know that you're supposed to stop your car at 4:30.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't care where I am if the national anthem is being played. I'm not stopping my car.
Well, you're gonna hit somebody if you don't do it on the base because they all stop. But there are cases of people that will slide right on out their parking lot and hit the road like it's not playing, and you can hear it like it's loud. We can hear it in the neighborhood. We live right behind the base, and we can hear it in our neighborhood.
Oh yeah.
So
oh yeah.
Like I hear it, you know, but it's not that important. Yeah. What's important is that she still brought home gold. Like, isn't that what y'all sent her out there for? Is to bring home gold. So on one end, I've heard several people say, you know, when they did the fist up, or when they wore the Black Lives Matter T-shirts in the NBA games, y'all remember that? Or when they said all that stuff. I remember you guys saying then, athletes are not supposed to be political.
Well, first of all, they're a person, so they can.
Yeah.
Well, in the structure of American sports, athletes aren't supposed to be political.
Right.
You're supposed to do your shuck and jive on the field, on the court,
absolutely. I love how
on the mat, and
jive.
You're not supposed to have an opinion.
Absolutely.
You're supposed to make the white man richer. Well, let me not say the white man, because it's black example.
Plantation.
You're supposed to make the dominant society richer.
Absolutely.
And you don't have an opinion.
You're supposed to take whatever cut that you're supposed to get and be happy with it.
Yeah, absolutely. So
that's why I commend a lot of people who fight back and get more money than they're supposed to get.
But like the problem isn't necessarily Gabby not putting her hand over her heart during the Pledge of Allegiance. It's the media trying to make it an issue.
Make it an issue.
Of course. And just like her hair.
Yeah.
I'm over them talking about her hair.
I'm over.
First of all, Gabby has long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Let's be very clear. Her hair is very long. Number one.
When you say very long, how long is that?
There is a difference between black long and very long.
Yeah.
Like we have a black long.
Her hair is about
That's
right
black long. That is black long.
And that's still pretty long.
Shoulder length is black long.
But she did put her hair in a ponytail and swing that.
Yeah.
So it's pretty long. It's longer than some white girls.
Well, what's the big deal about it?
No, well, they got a problem with her.
They got a problem with her. What I'm saying, what's the big deal about it?
I do see both sides.
What's both sides then?
I see the side that says, look, she not out there to be a fashionista when she on that bar and running and vaulting off stuff and doing flips and
she's sweating.
So what's
she's
the other
sweating.
side?
That's not her job. Her job. I mean, she ain't worried about this.
Well, what's the other side?
The other side of it is that you can present better. That's let me say this.
Now, hold on. I'm gonna interject right now. Now, man, you natural. Well, you were natural. You were
you gonna bust me out already this early.
She not natural no more. So anyway, Mary was natural. So at the end of the day,
6 years for the record for y'all that's gonna say I backslid and trained.
Oh,
6 years. Go ahead.
Anyway, Mary was natural. At the end of the day, when you sweat, now you were natural.
Mm-hmm.
You can't control when you sweat.
No, when I went sweating, I couldn't control my
exactly. So she's an athlete. So we supposed to tell Mary, not Mary. We supposed to tell Gabby that, oh, Gabby, you should present better. She can have on. First of all, Gabby she's making some good money, so she could have on the best edge control. She's sweating. She's flipping. That's not her objective. Is to be worried about what her hair look like. Yep. That don't get you gold. That's not what she out there for.
Cause she can go out there bald headed.
And first of all, if you look at the pictures when she go out, she's slaying. Yeah. So at the end of the day, I don't see what y'all tripping about.
Why is it even an issue? Why does the narrative have to be articulated that she needs to present better? Why is that not acceptable? Right. Why is the aesthetic that important? Why are we so superficial?
Well, being the devil's advocate, I'm trying. I'm not saying I agree with it. Well, I'm just saying, being the devil's advocate for this, I know that for me, when I was natural. I mean, the reason why I'm not natural now is because I did it. I'm done. I'm good. Like, I'm good. Because, like, I know a lot of people are like, why did she get a perm? We don't want you to stop right there that I have a perm now. I want you to go on this point. But when I was out and different things like that, and I was natural, I did get that criticism, and I'm nowhere near Gabby.